This example has asked me to write equations for each to fit the following descriptions. The first wants an equation that's the shape of y equals 1 over x, wants it reflected over the x-axis, and then moved 2 units to the right. For this example, you have to think backwards. Any kind of reflection is going to be a negative of some sort. On this one, if it's reflected over the x-axis, I know that's a negative applied to the outside of my function. So starting my new function, I would have a negative on the outside, and then I'd have 1 over, and then I'd have the x. Now, 2 units to the right is a change on the inside of the function. So my question is, should the 2 go on the inside or the outside? On this one, it should go on the inside. So what I mean by inside is with the x. Now, because it's 2 units to the right, that's a horizontal movement, and we know that horizontal movements are always the opposite of what we think they should be. So this should actually be minus 2 in the denominator. That is the correct answer for that particular problem. Incorrect answer, if you aren't careful about inside-outside type of things, if you had written something like this, notice that the minus 2 is on the outside of the function, and that would actually mean to move down 2 units. So that's not correct. Alright, let's go to the next piece. This one is the shape of y equals x, and then moved 5 units down. So this one shouldn't be too difficult. We have y equals x. There's no type of reflection. 5 units down. The down tells us that it's a vertical movement. We know that the sign on vertical movements are always consistent, so it should be a negative 5, and it happens on the outside of the function here. So behind this, you should have a minus 5. Okay, next we have the shape of y equals square root of x flipped over the y-axis, so that's actually a reflection, and then moved up 4 units. Remember to do reflections first. This one is flipped over the y-axis, so that means that the reflection should occur on the inside of the function. So we have y equals, and then you should have a negative sign on the inside with x. Now, the up 4 units is indicating it's a vertical movement. Vertical movement happens on the outside of the function. So outside the root, you would need plus 4, and then that would shift that up 4 units. Now on any of these, because it's backwards thinking, it's a little bit difficult, but on any of these, what you can do is examine your final result to make sure that it's actually what you think it should be. So for example, on this last example, we noticed that we have a negative underneath the root with the x. That means that it would be flipped over the y-axis, so that part is right. And then we have a plus 4 on the outside of the function. That means it would be moved up 4 units. So we're confident that this particular answer is correct.